I had to make sure who's recording. It's man, it's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. I still ain't, just I still ain't. Man, it's been a long, crazy day. Anyways, man, I'm gonna get straight to the video, man. So, what y'all know that I've been probably more into basketball videos lately. So, with that being said, Lakers played today. They won finally. They're 10-10 now. LeBron had a pretty, he did his thing. He did 39, 6, and like 8, something like that, right? A couple of dagger threes. I'm not impressed. Like that's what he's supposed to do. It's LeBron James. LeBron, you my guy, but I expect that from you. They think you fell off. These bots think you fell off. So, you know, it's up to you to, remind them like who's, I seen every Bradley put the king on your head, put the crown on your head. But anyways, it's this video. So I go on Instagram and it happens all the time on Instagram where I see, or Twitter, no Twitter, where and not to shame. This is about Stephen A. Smith, not to shame or anything like that, but I guess he made a statement about how people don't fear LeBron, how they fear Jordan. Because one thing I kind of hate, man, is how everything got to be magnified. Jordan this, Kobe this, they would have did this, LeBron, like just it's always the outsiders that always do this thing. So we're gonna. I want y'all to. I want to. I've heard some of this already, so it's not a lot really a live reaction. It's not really a reaction video. Like I said, we haven't really done a
All
reaction.
the years that I've covered the league, we talked about the Jordans of the world, the Kobes of the world, and people like that. And you saw LeBron when he first came into the league. You saw when they went to the finals. You saw when they was feigning, taking pictures and playing around and being jovial and all of that other stuff. LeBron James is too phenomenal and too great not to be incredibly respected. But in my estimation, from the people that I've spoken to covering the league, he's never been feared. LeBron doesn't is not somebody that instills fear in you. Of course, you got a game plan for him, and you know that his Herculean talents and what have you, and what he brings to the table, he's impossible to stop. He's one of the top 2, 3 players in the history of basketball. You know all of those things. But a lot of times when we think about MJ, for example, and obviously he's the one person that draws those comparisons, what ultimately comes up short is the level of fear that was instilled in you. You didn't mess with MJ. You didn't come at MJ like that. You didn't do stuff like that. People, and I'm not talking about Isaiah Stewart, I'm just talking about period in terms of opponents and how they come at you. You believe that you wondered what you was going to do about this. With LeBron, you believe you can take him. You believe he can be had, whether it's because of the teammates around him, the system he's playing in, the people that, whatever skill set you bring to the table, et cetera, et cetera. You just view him differently. And throughout the years in covering the league, those are all the things that I've consistently heard. Now, obviously, he would refute that. There's players that would refute that who have been supportive of him. Rich Paul and Maverick Carter definitely would refute that because I've spoken to them about it in the past. But again, he is profoundly respected. This is not an issue about respect for LeBron. I'm talking fear factor. Fear factor. That's just not something that has ever been associated with him.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Go ahead, man.
There's a lot to unpack there.
That's why you're here.
Before he give his thing, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Like I said, I know Stephen A. Smith, his story, how he came up, because like I said, bro, if you know me, I always said if sports never worked out, I will want to do, this type of job, but hell no, I mean, I ain't gonna say. Let's just say I've done changed my mind on certain things because I'm just gonna keep that for that. I've changed my mind, but he's saying at first when he began to talk, I was damn near gonna dead the whole thing because I thought he was saying as far as maybe like a game plan, like, oh, we don't fear playing against LeBron, which I don't know why you would say that, but I think what he's get like, okay, you're not gonna be out in LA at the club all night knowing that you're playing LeBron the next day. Now you're gonna go home and sit down for that night, buddy. You better go home and you better not take it. Let's you okay. You're playing this. You're playing this person. Pretty respectable player. I ain't gonna say no names. Oh, you're playing LeBron. Coach was like, we got the Lakers, and you guys think you're going out tonight? y'all better go sit your asses down tonight. Bro. That's exactly what was gonna be said. But he pretty much saying you're not gonna try certain things against MJ and Kobe. Like I guess what Isaiah Stewart did. And I kind of hate when people say that because it's like, bro, do you understand that this is a name game? Isaiah, this person did. I already did. If you watch my last link in the description to my last video, I basically said how he did all that to make a name for himself. He had every opportunity to hit. He had every opportunity to hit Bron, but he waited until a bunch of people, and then he did that whole run. Like he did that for a buzz. Let's be honest. And it's Cantor too. They're trying to, bro. It's a point where they try to make a name off of you. The media is bigger. Jordan and all them, they got away with certain stuff. Certain stuff is not talked about. Like, bro, you can't, bro. You know what they talk about on the sports shows every day? They bring up the smallest little details. You can't back then you could get away with certain stuff. I'm not saying there wasn't no challenges back then, but back then players probably couldn't make a name off themselves for challenging Jordan. For gonna go like the fights, it was just a fight. It was just a regular fight. That player didn't get no more buzz. These people are doing this for attention. Talking about nobody fears LeBron, like or like he like nobody fears LeBron. I respect I really disagree. Like it's people who might say they don't players, but when you have a resume like that, I don't think you should fear anybody on the court. That's just my understanding. I'm just a different competitor, but I disagree with all that. But I want to hear what.
First of all, two of the guys you brought up in that conversation,
Yes.
Kobe,
Yeah.
got two-piece by Chris Childs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say that though, because there's people still sensitive towards I hate to see y'all know what I'm saying, but Kobe did get rest in peace Kobe Bean Bryant, but I'm saying he did get hit twice. That's what this dude could have did to LeBron, but he didn't do it. He wanted to make a commotion. That's why he waited till all them grabbed him, then he ran after him. That's what he did. That's what he did. So there's no such thing as these players didn't fear. Like if you're talking about fear, it's like damn, we're playing LeBron tomorrow. You're lying. But if you're talking about fear, like man, LeBron ain't no tough guy. Like bro, I'll do this to LeBron. Whoop. Bro, first of all, let's use Jordan for example. You averaging 37 points per game is not gonna. You think somebody cares about that outside of the like with all due respect, that's great. But you think somebody cares about that outside of basketball? You think you think because you're averaging 37 points per game, they're gonna let you talk to them crazy? Some people don't care about that. You're Michael Jordan. You're Kobe, or you're LeBron James. I understand that, but I don't. But when it comes man to man, you breathe how I breathe. That's how a lot of men are gonna look. That's how real men will look at it. They're not gonna look at it, oh, cause you're this guy. Like he just said, Kobe. What player was it?
Brought up in that conversation,
Yes.
Kobe
Yeah.
got two-piece by Chris Childs.
Yes, Chris Childs.
Right.
Michael Jordan got the hell beat out of him for years by the Detroit Pistons.
Right.
They
You think they cared about who he was? It was that wasn't defense. They were foul. They were trying to hurt him. You think they feared him? No. This is bro. What are you talking about?
physically. To say that LeBron, who's won 4 championships, multiple league MVPs, made the finals 8 straight years.
Right.
Come on.
To say he's not feared
Come on.
by players,
Come on.
I don't know whether to believe that you believe what you're saying.
Come on.
That's crazy.
Well, it's not crazy. It's
Come
not
on.
Crazy. It's not crazy, and you know better. You know better.
When-
You've been in the. You've
But
been
hold on.
in the
But
league, and you know
when has there been a situation?
Has somebody ever punched LeBron in the face? Isaiah Stewart could have did it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not trying to throw that out. 'Cause I know it's gonna be some people saying, "Oh, what you trying to say?" Like, no, bro, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, bro, like everybody's had a chance, bro. We ain't gonna watch all of it. I'm just gonna give y'all. I'm just gonna,
If you're talking physical confrontation,
No, I'm not. Listen.
physical confrontation.
Listen. Well,
If that's what you're referring to,
I'm not-
nobody's ever challenged LeBron like that.
talking about physical confrontation.
Why would they?
Nobody could challenge him. I
Exactly.
forgot who it was, the center that played for the Chicago Bulls when he shoved LeBron to the ground,
He shoved LeBron when he wasn't looking. Go look up the footage.
pushed him to the floor when he was in Miami. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm
LeBron damn near 10 years old. That was like damn near 11 years ago. LeBron about to be 37. LeBron was like 27 or 28 when that happened.
saying to you is this: if you watch the game, which you do, and you
I played the game, but I played the game,
I know.
Stephen A. And I played against LeBron in the playoffs.
Okay.
And I've played against LeBron. I played against LeBron for 15 years.
You fear what he can do. Listen, you fear what he can do to you on the basketball court because nobody could ever question the greatness of LeBron James. But what I am trying to say to you is that you look at him, there's certain things with MJ in the era that he was in. I've spoken to Isaiah, I've spoken to Dr. J, I've spoken to Kareem, I've spoken to Magic, I've spoken to other folks. There's a culture that existed in the 80s, into the 90s, into the 2000s, or what have you. When you look at LeBron and you compare him to some of the preeminent superstars that have played this game, when it comes to fear, that's one of the differences.
Do you mean because LeBron's more accessible, like in terms of the personality, where MJ wasn't like one of the buddy guys?
That could be. That could have a lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's too, bro. That's what I'm, bro. That's literally what I'm saying too. You gotta understand these players now. If you, let's say, if LeBron gets hit twice, I wasn't. I was born, but I was like, what, a baby, 1 year old when that happened with Kobe. But let's say that happens in today's time. It's going to get viewed way more than it was back then. Everything is social media is huge now. It's more access. It's more access to players now through Instagram. Look, bro, look at KD and Michael Rappaport. You ever seen the DMs? How can bro, look at it. It's more, social media gives you access to get to a rank, like a famous person that you'll never probably see in person. You can say what you want to them through social media. Michael Jordan had his challenges that LeBron didn't have, and LeBron has his challenges that Jordan didn't have. So don't try to sit here and act like people don't fear him because, bro, like that. To me personally, that's a wrong statement.
That could have a lot to do with it. What I'm saying is, we're talking about the greatest player who ever played the game, which I believe to be Michael Jordan. And a lot of times, when you delineate the difference between the two, whether it's Michael Jordan or it's LeBron James, they're talking about a fear factor. There's just certain things you knew that you wasn't going to do to MJ. You could come to MJ on the court, but the things that people have done, the way that they've talked about LeBron James, the way that they've come behind him in the media, behind his back and stuff like that, you hear stuff 30 years later about MJ.
My point, you hear stuff 30 years later because why? The media is not as big as it was back then. Players today, they're making Enes Kanter. Y'all seen it. He seen LeBron in the hallway. He didn't say nothing to him, but he want to go on Twitter and tweet. They're making they're trying to give themselves opportunities off of other players. That's what I don't understand. So that's I'm not even gonna continue to watch the rest of this. Like I said, this is First Take too. I can't even really be. This is ESPN. I can't even really be showing them all the thing because they're gonna try to get me for it. They probably didn't already did. But pretty much, man. That's pretty much what I'm saying. And before I wrap this video up, uh, they talking about, and people saying LeBron snitched or something. LeBron snitched on the, like, I guess the Pacer, some Karen, courtside Karen, whatever they call her, called whatever term that is. They said something to LeBron. LeBron had told the ref get him up out of here, and they said LeBron's a snitch or something like that. But we forgot that somebody made a documentary. Like, Michael Jordan, I do think he's the greatest of all time. I do, for right now. But somebody forgot that he made a whole documentary and pretty much said that all of it. Didn't he say all his teammates were doing drugs or something like that? I gotta roll up the footage, but didn't he say all that? You know, all you have to do is search up the year to see the players on that team that year. I'm pretty sure a lot of players' families, wives, uncles, husbands, or what I said husbands. A lot of a lot of players' wives, uh, kids, and all of them were shocked when they heard that, right? That's snitching on your whole team. But you talking about him trying to get some people out of because the stuff they were saying. Oh, okay. Anyways, man, y'all go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Rest in peace, Dakari. Rest in peace, X. Rest in peace, my grandma. Both our grandmas. And I'm out.